Oh, really? All right. So is that okay? Good thing I wish you told me that before. I would have made it even nicer. I would have said, and by the way, you're a good son. Something. I would have. I guess I can't.
Too annoying lion.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah. They'd go. He's false for sure. So you're obviously, but what an integrity the two of you have. Again, I've used this word with a couple of couples. They're not just throwing out words for me. We don't know each other. I've never seen anything before. But there really has been, and the two of you are veterans, if you will. You've been through some wars, some skirmishes, and you've become real veterans. You both have, I like scars. I know people will say to me, when they're in the midst of being stabbed or in the midst of being hurt, I chuckle a little bit and I say, well, it's all right as long as it doesn't stay an oozing wound that it becomes a scar. Scars are good. Scars mean I've been somewhere. The marks of the Lord Jesus Christ I need to have if I'm ever going to meet a man that will trust me. And you have the marks, both of you. But God has come to refresh in your heart and your spirits. It's a good name for the church. It doesn't mean it may stay there. But the Lord has brought you to a new place. You both have a structure that you've come from. You understand structure. You're very good at that. He was not easy sometimes because you're both timetable people, and he wasn't really good with that. You like dinner at 5 o'clock. You go to bed at this time. You wake up this time, and he just had no idea of time. He just could not get it, no matter what you tried to do. She's living with some of that now, but she'll get through it all. But you very much were that way. You're very ordered. You come from an ordered background, religiously, scholastically, educationally. That's how you've come. God isn't going to break that open, but what you longed for was for the house, which always has structure, it always has framework. You've always wanted to be filled with God. That has always been your hope, the two of you. And God has brought you to this day and brought you to the generation that you live in to begin to have a voice and a cry unto God. Both of you are praying people. I see you together praying. You'll pray for him. You'll do this prayer. But God is going to begin to cause a new level of prayer and intercession. He's going to cause his ear to be open to you in a way that you've not known before. There's just going to be a cry. He's not the only one, though. There's 3 others that are very dear to you, very close to you. They may not be children, but they are so close like this to you, like children, that God is going to have you believe for, that he will bring them into their full purpose. This has been your cry for him, that the will of the Lord, the will of God would be done. And this God will enhance within the two of you. And where there's been a degree of weariness and tiredness and considering the retirement years, I know that by just our age we go close to that. God is going to allow there to be a level of rest in the physical world because he's going to enhance the spiritual life. And there's going to come this renewed thing. My sister, it's the beautiful thing about this is that from a young girl, there was such a wondrous heart that you've had. If I knew your grandmother and your mother, they would say that you were precious from the very beginning. There's the song of God has always rested within you. There's always been this pleasure of God and this desiring to be a graceful woman. I want you to know it is, if I could rename you, I would name you Grace because it is so upon you, so in you. And you've had many times where you could have bit and devoured people. You could have defended yourself. You could have stood up and read someone in the riot act, but you always chose the way of humility. And I want you to know that God has marked it. And this will be the beginning of a refreshing of the Spirit of God. Then you will begin to see the south wind blow into your lives. And God will begin to refresh your hearts and your spirits. He's going to touch you physically, both of you physically, within your beings, and cause there just to be a renewedness in your heart and in your inner man. And the Spirit of God will cause there to be a rising up within you. And there will be a cry and there will be a baptism into His Spirit in another dimension and level. And the things that you were taught and the things that you were concerned about, God will release from you. And He'll cause there to be an utterance unto God. Doesn't mean you have to speak in tongues to go crazy. But I just want you to know that God is, it's like He's setting a trumpet to your mouth, that you'll trumpet up to Him. And you will see God work for you. Why? Because He's just marking your days to let you know that He's been honored by you and He's come to lay honor upon you.